And I'm not proposing to film all day by the way here, like I bloody always do. It's just going to be a little bit of a chat and then we're going to be concentrating running. Okay?
Yeah.
Great. Recording. Right. Here we are today. Dave the Rave, Gordon Gopher. On YouTube and on aaronsound.com digital radio. I'm shouting loudly, or at least speaking loudly, because we've got an outdoor camera there and it's quite a noisy sea behind us, and so we're hoping we'll get heard with my fancy Macodia phone with a fluffy bit on it. But anyway, it's a change for us. We're going out for a run today and this is a wee chat before we go. So, where are we going today, Gordon Gopher?
Right. Well, today I thought we'd go over to Shiskine, go to, well, it's really Shiskine Cemetery, and there's a wee run up, a wee loop up to, I'll get this right, Loch Cnoc An Loch.
Right, I've never heard
that. There's a lovely wee loch up there, and it's a wee loop and brings you back down into Shiskine, so it's like a wee circular loop, forestry, moorland, forestry tracks, so yeah, good mixture, and it's a lovely wee loch. On a day like this I think it will be really nice.
I've never been there, so this
and you've never been.
It's a privilege because the number of places that we haven't been aren't that many after an adult lifetime of living in Ireland, and so I'm looking forward to it, and especially because it's a loop, there aren't that many of them.
And I regard it as a hill run, so as long as you're happy with that.
I've got my trail shoes on there. I've come prepared. I'm just a t-shirt though, I'm not, it's the summer, it's July.
I've got the hill running shoes on.
Good. Well, it's just trail shoes, but that's...
Yeah, that should be alright. Shouldn't be too wet.
Okay,
he says.
So, first things first, are you fit and healthy for your run?
Feeling not bad today, good. But I will not know till I start. Had a nice run yesterday, I don't know if you saw, I went into the Branza, got in my car, nice wee run around Fairydale, really enjoyed it. And got a bit motivated. Good. For a change. So today I'm feeling alright, but until we start.
I'm not injured, that's the main thing.
Well,
your knees are
knees,
they're okay.
See how they go.
Yeah, I'm the same. He's got to watch out for the knees. I finished work a couple of days ago. I had some hard shifts. I could hardly run, and I'm thinking to myself, you know, really, Dave, how old are you getting? Why are you struggling so much? Knees were sore, very tired, but yesterday, for some reason, suddenly everything came back together again. I went out for a run in the late evening and ended up running 7 minutes 20 a mile for 4 miles round the forestry and the trails and things, over hills and trails around Whiting Bay. I was pushing it, but the thing is I was pushing it because I felt good, and the knees were absolutely pain-free for some reason. I've had several weeks where they've been dodgy. It just came together yesterday. I'm thinking I needed a couple of days off work, and it's just been, you know, it's not burning the candle at both ends, but just being tired, and you need to recover more. And I'd had a very easy run the day before, so I'm still learning here. So I felt great last night, and do you know what? It was, you know, I felt alive, properly alive. I felt really great running yesterday, like going back years and years. For some reason it just felt brilliant. Speeding along, pain-free, doing the times, and it was like old Dave was back just for a visit.
You mean young Dave?
Yeah, young Dave, old Dave.
Young Dave.
That's right, young Dave.
Young
that's
old
right,
Dave.
Opposite of old Dave.
Young
that's
old
right.
Dave.
So anyway, so I'm in good spirits. We can go easy today and that's fine, but it'll be nice to do something different. I've got my wee list of headings here, just things to mention before we start running. Maybe first thing, since we're listening to the waves behind us and we've got Roddick Bay behind us, I went out in Whiting Bay a couple of nights ago, and the waves, it was an east wind and the waves were bashing off the sea wall. I went out about 10 at night, just before it got dark. Do you know, it was kind of exhilarating. I've seen it lots of times before, although the east wind and the high tide don't combine that often for you to see it. But it was just great to be out, hearing the noise of the sea crashing, the water going over the top of the sea wall. I just so much enjoyed it. It's that invigorating feeling of nature, you know, experiencing nature. Not necessarily danger, but, you know, just experience the kind of force of it. It makes you feel more alive yourself, I think, you know. That's part of the reason why I wanted to stand here today, because we can hear the sea. It's not stormy, but it's nice, isn't it?
Yep, it's alright today.
And we're at the boathouse, which
It's closed.
actually is closed because anybody can buy it. It's for sale. It used to be a gift shop and it's ice creams and that kind of thing. 60,000.
With a bit of work needing done.
Big building, needing work done. The only thing is you don't own the land under it. And that would make me nervous because you'd have to have some control on the rent of the land for me. You're renting it. So as long as that's secure, that would be okay. It's like leasehold, comparing leasehold properties with freehold, isn't it? Leasehold, you don't own the land, somebody else does. So this is leasehold, isn't it? But it used to be a chalet, so I suppose it could be retail or residential. It used to be a chalet.
Did it?
That's what it said, it used to be a chalet. But I haven't looked into it further than that. You wouldn't want to have a house.
Nobody's lived in here.
It'd be the wrong place for a house, wouldn't it?
Well, the way things are going at the moment on our end, if you can get a house for 65,000, you know, I think that comes, you know, before.
Well, you can't even get a plot of land for that. In fact,
It's right next to local amenities.
There's definitely no problem. If you want to swim, you don't have to go far. Sometimes, on occasion, if you want to swim, you can just step over the balcony because it comes right in, doesn't it?
That's the problem, yes. It comes right up into the car park.
But it's an unusual property. It would make a lot of money from this, I imagine. It's a perfect location for retail.
Yes.
As long as the ground thing's sorted out. Anyway, that's where we are. Also in White and Grey last night, just before I was going to go to bed, late in the evening, there was the sound of bagpipes from next door to me. And that was great as well, because I live next door to White and Grey Hall. And sometimes you get things going on in there, and I like that. I like the bands playing whatever it is, you know. But last night was just exceptional because it's just the sound of the bagpipes playing away in the air, you know, while you're sitting there. And I went out and I recorded it, and with the view in front of it of the sea, you know, I certainly was feeling how fortunate I was.
Funny you should say that, because I had somebody playing drums in Sannox today, and a drum kit, and like, I don't know where it was coming from, but somebody was practicing on their drum kit in Sannox.
Now
I know it wouldn't have the same aura as bagpipes, but somebody was practicing their drumming.
Well, when you've got to practice it to play it, haven't you? You've got to practice it. But
what an inconsiderate person.
No, that wasn't so good.
Practices drumming in the middle of the day in Sannox.
Mind you, would it be the middle of the night in Sannox? Would that be any better? Well, that's the thing. So I don't know the way around that.
No, I'm just joking.
That is just
funny. But it was just funny you should say that.
Well, it hasn't happened much.
Somebody was drumming, and it's not often you hear somebody drumming on a drum kit in Sannox.
No. Have you played much music yourself lately?
No.
Too busy?
Too busy. Too tired, too busy.
Yep.
Keep saying I'm going to do it, and I just go, oh no, I'll leave it till another night, and it doesn't get done.
Yeah. I've not had the guitar or anything like enough. In fact, somebody came up and asked me, because I go in the centre of the village and play it sometimes just in a putting green in the evening with a little lamp, and I haven't heard you for a long time, and I've missed you, they said, which was nice. And they're right, I just haven't been doing it. I've been too busy. We've got to rearrange our priorities, you know.
I want to,
some of the things that I've seen lately and recorded on YouTube. A couple of days ago, the timber barge coming into Brodick. Fascinating. It takes 1,200 tons, and these lorries are 44 tons each, minus the lorry. I think it's about 15 for the lorry, so you're about 30 tons of wood going on. And I wondered how the lorries, how do they get it on the barge? How does it work with this barge to get it away, you know? And at 30 tons a go, you're taking, I think it was about 35 lorry loads, something like that. But so you've got these massive trucks, massive timbers, and as it happens, the barge, the whole top of it is covered, and it just folds up like a pack of cards, all folding up with this, goes to the side, so it's now an open boat. And then the lorry pulls up, a massive JCB thing comes up, picks up about 15 of these logs, just like matchsticks, places them in there, puts them all in there, and then just bashes the ends of them and puts them all into a straight line and then starts the next line. Amazing to see it. It was good to see. You know, I'd never seen that before. The other thing I saw was the Scottish Kit Car Club arriving in Brodick and going on the ferry to Ardrossan. All this glittering array of cars. They looked like Lotus 7s and Morgans, you know, kind of old cars, but they were all handmade. This is the thing. That was in Brodick at the pier. I was loading the ferry actually.
So what, they were on the island, leaving
on the island. They were doing a rally on the island.
All right. How many?
About 11 or 10, 10 or 11, yeah, something about there.
Right.
And but these cars were all handmade. That's the thing. None of them were Lotus 7 bodies or Morgans. These people have made them from scratch, got chassis from Ford Sierras and things like that, and put all these bits on it and made their own unique custom car that no one else has got the same. And they were amazing. It was great to see them actually. Really good.
Your patience for that.
I'd like to see, I'd still enjoy it. The number of cars we've got on Arran and just everywhere takes the kind of shine off them. You know, there's too many, but they're everywhere. But I still have a real fondness for cars that are unusual. You know, classic cars, kit cars, supercars, and I do post quite a few of them on my Facebook page. But I do like them. I fancy getting a classic car one day. I'm not even quite sure why, what the attraction is of classic cars, apart from maybe just reminiscing of times gone, a little glimpse of the past. I have a fondness for getting an Austin Cambridge. My grandpa had an Austin Cambridge, so there's links, you know, with that.
Right.
You're kind of bringing the past alive a little bit. I think that's what it is. Because these cars obviously aren't they're not as efficient as modern ones. There's no sense to it, but I still fancy it. I'll do it one day. Once I get a garage.
One day.
Yeah. Once I get a garage. The last thing I was going to talk about was I asked Ian Roberts this yesterday. I went for a walk with Ian Roberts and I asked him this question. I have asked you this before, but we never ended up properly finishing the conversation because my microphone broke.
Right.
I went wonky. So, universal credit, the universal payment, that they've got in England and Wales, they've introduced this payment, £1,600 a month, which they're trialling and paying to everybody, whether they work or not. They fund this by getting away from admin charges, by getting away with all other benefits, and just every single person in the country over, I think it was 18, would get this £1,600 a month, regardless of situation or whether they're employed. And it raises a big question for me. I can see why it's coming, because artificial intelligence has taken over the jobs. But the question is this, and it's relevant for us, in a way, what would you do if you had the money not to work? Because that's the question it raises. £1,600 a month, that's what our wages are, that's what you and I get paid roughly, right? You know, roughly speaking. We wouldn't have to work, we wouldn't be any worse off. We could be better off if we carried on working, because you're allowed to work or not work. You're not applying for it, everyone gets it. It doesn't matter if they work or not. So, would you work? In a way, would you retire almost if you could? And that is a relevant question for two of us being in our late 50s. And that for me is a bit of a difficult question.
So you only get that until you retire?
No, forever. Forever, for your whole life, even as soon as you're 18. As soon as you're 18, every person in the country gets it. If they introduced it, that's what they do, because there's no admin, there's no forms to fill in. Some people get more than that in benefits, some get less. That's all your costs, everything in the winner. No one applies, everyone gets it, doesn't matter if they work or not. You get it for life. It's guaranteed. Right. It has been trialled in other places like California, and it's been proven to increase mental health, financial stability, because of course people have got this guaranteed money, so no matter what.
You still get you get a state pension then?
No. Suppose that would replace the pension.
Well, yeah,
that'd be a payment for life. Payment for life, yeah.
So what happens to all this?
Every other benefit's gone.
So this money you've been technically paying into pension,
I don't know how that works.
It just comes, well, you're getting this instead, which is a lot more than...
Maybe they could introduce that to 18-year-olds, a bit like they did in New Zealand, right? To get rid of cigarettes. They said everyone who's under the age of 12 from this date, and I think it was 2017 or something like that, can never smoke, ever. So you could say everyone who's under the age of 18 today has never paid into a pension and therefore qualifies for this payment for life, but never gets any other benefits or pensions or anything. You could start that. But that's getting difficult.
But if they give you that, still you'd say, well, I've been paying into for a state pension, but I would have only got a month in a state pension,
you're getting
600, so you're getting over double that, so you're not going to really complain, are you?
I'm going to assume that any recompense due to you is coming. But the question remains, would you stop if you could?
Well, I always know that work now does get in the way a lot of stuff, but you wouldn't know until obviously that furloughing was kind of like interesting because you got paid to be off
80%.
So that gave me an idea of what it'd be like if I didn't work, but I could afford not to work.
But that was difficult because you were kind of locked in a wee bit of that.
You were, but I did miss the kind of social thing of work, so I think that is probably an issue. And again, you could maybe do less hours somewhere, maybe pick a job you maybe kind of more enjoyment rather than something to keep you in work. But yeah, I definitely want more time not working.
Okay.
Whether I did that fully, you could try it, and then but again you could do more things.
If you did
personally to make a bit of money.
You'd be far better recompensed if you did work because you've already got this in the bank, so you'd be wealthy. So there is still that same incentive financially.
Yeah.
You're getting ahead. Now you're saving $1,600 a month.
Well, yeah. You could look at that, couldn't you, and then just carry on working. But I think I'd want to cut back.
Here's your final answer then, right? Because I agree with the social thing. It would worry me. Do you think you just got to nail your colours? So this is your round window, arch window, square window question. Would you work full time, carry on and save the money? Would you work part time and have a mix of both, ease into it, or would you just chuck it? And you've got to choose one. I can tell you what Ian Roberts and I chose in the end, but
I would think work part time.
That's what we went for. So that'd be the end result of that. You'd be better off and working less. Yeah. And you still see the people you like.
At our age, you want more time to do things. You're going on about, I want to do this, I want to do my music, I don't get the time. I'm going about, I want to do my music, I don't get the time. There's other things I want to do, I don't get the time.
Ian Roberts said the same.
So, yes, but as you say, you'd want to maybe earn a bit more money if you could.
I asked Ian Roberts this when Ian had just done, he'd done a day shift at Calmac, and when he was on the day shift, they didn't have a night watchman for the ferry, so he ended up doing a 24-hour shift. And he did it. But I mean, you don't have much time left in the day when you've worked 24 hours off them. Well done, Ian. Anyway, right, so we're going to get ready to go. One more thing to do, just since we're here, let's just have a look at where we are. Just get this camera, move it. Okay, Gordon Thre Gopher.
The ferry coming in?
The ferry. Yep, just reversing in, MV Caledonian Isles. Brodick Bay. Sweeping over into the wind, but hopefully this camera's up to it. Looking over at the rest of the beach and the grassy area with the... Well, it's got bouncy castles and little funfair rides and things over there, isn't it? So it's kind of busy. Yeah, it's not a bad day. It's a decent day actually, isn't it? It's probably perfect for running. We're doing alright with this. Okay, and somebody looking for silver with what do you call it? A metal detector on the beach. Well, hopefully they find something, find some treasure. Right, will we get ready to go, Gordon?
Yep.
Okay, we're off. Yep. Right, here we are running. We've run uphill for 2 miles. We're still running, as you can see. There's Gordon Gopher going for it. Well. After a fashion. Well, neither of us are as young as we were. And we're coming up to this turn in the road with a big bridge. And we've got a lot of...
Remember the name of the loch we're going to?
No! But I'm going to ask you, well, you
Yeah, it was like 4 words, wasn't it?
Loch Cnoc An Loch.
Loch Cnoc An Loch. So it's got loch in it twice.
Yep.
I seem to remember that. Loch Cnoc An Loch.
Yep.
Where's the emphasis in that? Is it on the an? Well, Loch Cnoc An Loch. Loch and
I'd say no.
knock and knock.
Knock and loch.
Knock and knock. So there have been a few flies about.
Which is obviously above Shiskine.
What, the flies?
No, the sloth.
Nothing about Shiskine people and flies. That'd be quite controversial. We're going over the bridge. There we go. There's the bridge we went over. And the cat's climbing again. Gosh, it seems like we've climbed high enough already. But we were just talking. When there are clegs about, and there are, but we haven't been bitten because we've been running. What would happen if you were running on your own and then you fell over and sprained your ankle, broke your leg? With clegs. That's the question. Let's assume that you're going to be motionless for the whole afternoon until someone gets you.
Yeah.
Hours and hours. So, one by one the clegs are going to land in your body. And here's the question for me. Has anyone ever been clegged to death? Do you get thousands of clegs on you till your whole body's swarming in clegs? Is it possible? You wouldn't be able to get them off you. Let's say you're immobile for some reason, or you go unconscious.
I think it's something you really want to think about, Dave.
Am I in danger if I end up immobile of not falling over and freezing but being clegged to death? I'd like to know.
Never thought about it, to be honest.
How many clegs does it take to take all your blood away? I've never thought about it till now. It only just occurred to me. And I'm running about on my own. Is it possible for me to be in danger from endless clegs landing and eating my body and me being unable to stop them? There's the path I just came up now. Good path though. Amazing, this forestry trail. The only thing I'd say about it, it's astonishing how long the uphill's going for. But we're still going. We're not going fast. As they say in ultra running, as long as you're making progress, relentless forward progress. It doesn't matter so much what speed. The tortoise and the hare, the tortoise wins. Anyway, that's another story for another day. And to work that out, I'm going to look it up when I get home. Has anybody ever been clegged to death? I know you can get stung to death. So insects can kill you. I don't know about clegs. I suspect we would have heard of it if we could. Anyway, here we go. Right, we've just turned off the track, a wee signpost. And now we're running up here. We're not 100% sure if this is where we're meant to go. You think so? He is now. I've never been here before. But it's a nice grassy trail. It's a little bit undulating underfoot. You've got to watch where you're putting your feet. Imagine it'd be boggy, it would have been rainy. But it hasn't really been that rainy. It's not been bad. So it's quite nice. In the forest. Now we're away from the flies and stuff. That's nice. It's cool in here, isn't it? Cooler than out in the forestry. A little bit of water about. Anyway, it's a nice change. Noticeably and unbelievably, we're still going uphill, which is a surprise to me because we've pretty much gone uphill the whole time, haven't we? And we still are. We must be coming out of something that's a high point. Hopefully get a good view. But even if we don't, this is the kind of places where we will get a view. Right, okay, that'll be good. In any case, it's a privilege to run in places like this, isn't it? I've never been here. We've got it all to ourselves. It's a mixture of terrain. There's no traffic. It's perfect weather. It couldn't really be any better, could it? We're very lucky. And that's the thing. I think if Gordon and I weren't living in Ireland, we will not be doing this. It's the fact that we're here with this on our doorstep. I think if I was in a city, I'm not convinced I'd be out and about. Suppose you'd be in a park or something. Yeah, park. Well, you'd have to drive right out of the city and through all the traffic, and you're probably not going to do that in a whim. Avoiding dogs, yeah. We don't have to avoid anything. There's nothing out here. Might be a buzzard or a squirrel or something. Of course, it's red squirrels we've got. I haven't seen my little red squirrel for quite a while. Hope it comes back. Yours is eating all your strawberries. I thought your birds were eating all your strawberries. So one way or another, you're not getting any strawberries. The boggy bit. Oh yeah. See that? Okay, what was I saying? I said the word boggy, and then we got to boggy, didn't we? To be fair, that's not bad. Easily crossed. That's alright. Yeah. Probably would be very boggy if it had been raining. Is this us coming out to the top?
Yeah. Well, no, not the top.
Near the top. Oh, okay, I'll just keep this camera. We could do a phone running then. So yeah, there's obviously been some vehicles on this little track. It's a rough and ready track, like a farm track, isn't it? Is it a fire break? Is that what it is? Yeah. Somebody's cut it. Oh yeah, I can see it's opening out in front of us. That's nice. Oh, a bit muddy there. Yeah, looks nice. Bit splashy under there. Oh, I can see Ailsa Craig coming in the background. Panoramic view over Shiskine Valley.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's down the south end.
What?
There's Ailsa Craig.
Oh, of course it is. Boy, we're right up in the forestry, aren't we? Up in the hills.
Oh.
That's amazing. Yeah, of course that's the south end. Oh, there's a lot of flies about here going, isn't there?
I know. Looking that way.
Okay. One more quick look.
I did it for that.
Oh well, what the hell. And the heather. Everywhere. Just a field of heather. Okay, off we go. Let's go for the boggy bit. Nah, can't remember. Oh, the flies!
Loch Cnoc An Loch.
Loch Cnoc An Loch is in front of us. I've never been to it.
See through the flies.
It looks amazing. There's a lot of flies here. But you can't see anything else but flies, can you? Just flies. Thank goodness. They're still horrible. Okay, we'll keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
That's some view though. Good island up there. If only we could actually stop and see it. Okay. Running around the loch. Not a very well made path, but we're managing. There we go. Lovely. Apart from the flies. Whoa. Well, what's there a lot? Right, boggy bit. Okay, that's good. Wee breeze there. That's nice. We've determined that no matter what we do, we're not going to stop Ironically, I was talking about being clegged to death at the beginning of the run, and in this one, we're now wondering if you can be entirely covered in flies head to foot until you can't even breathe. I don't know the answer to that. I don't intend to find out. I'm not going to fall over. Unless it's in the loch, which would be fine. Coming around the corner now. Coming into a headwind or a side wind. It's stronger here. And that's us. We've got freedom from the flies. Got a hell of a bogey underfoot as well. That's one thing. But we're alright. There's a whole like field of daisies here. What is that? Oh, it's just the kind of cotton candy stuff. Not white flowers. All caught up. Quite pretty. And this loch's bigger than I thought. It's lovely. A stony beach on it though. We haven't met a soul. Nobody at all. We're not going to either, are we? We're miles away from everything. Can't believe we got a view of Ailsa Craig, having parked at Shiskine. Really good view as well. That was great. Right, we're leaving the loch now. There we go. So just to give you an idea of the kind of terrain we ended up running on, this is the paths we're going through. It's like fire breaks. And the trees are kind of jaggy, so that's how he slowed down there. We have run through them, but we've both got kind of scratches on our arms and legs. That's the price you pay. But this is it. So the track is almost unmarked. You can just see it. It's almost like a sheep's trail. Maybe not even as much as a sheep's trail. A vague outline of long, distant footsteps in the past, now overgrown. I wonder when the last time someone came up here was. Dogs come up here. Oh, quads. Not dogs. Yeah, that does look like a quad track right enough. That's what I'm looking at, isn't it? Tyre tracks. Oh right, fishing loch, right. Yeah. But yeah, it's a rough path. It's still been good fun though. Was a bit boggy back there. A couple of times we went up over our shoe, up to the top of our shoe. But we didn't lose a shoe, so that's always a good sign. And now we're coming out to something, a lot of flattened grass here. Oh. Where are we coming out to? A big opening. Whoa! This grass is like mental. It collapses under you. You don't know what you're standing on. What is this, Gordon? Huh? Boy, this is strange. Are you sure? I'm not sure. I think the tree's coming down. Fun how this grass has been flattened. Go and stop my watch. There's too many trees there. Okay, we're going down now. Okay, we're going down. This is the bit that gets worrying, because now we don't know if we've got a path at all, and things go wrong when that happens. We end up not knowing where we are and not knowing how to get out of it. But that looks like a path there, doesn't it? Kind of. Not runnable. Right on the edge of a kind of a cliff. Not sure. Maybe a path. You think so? Just overgrown. So we nearly lost the path there, but we didn't. Oh. Got the flies back again. Wow, look at that view. Purple as far as you can see. Gordon, I'm going to have to catch up with you. One sec. Oh. Right, camera. Let's go on. Lights are catching up. I can't even run this. Yeah, this gives you a good idea of what the path's like. I'm not sure exactly where the path is still. I'm on the edge of that fall. Alright, that's alright, a bit better. Here. See if I can run on it. Not really. Is there a path? Hey? Have we got a path? No.
We want to go that way.
Are we? So we just duck down?
Down there and I went, so maybe they'd go along that way.
That's okay. We'll just go straight through.
Best way to get down there.
Straight down. Where's the path from here? Is the path there?
It's down.
Which way does it go? Does it follow that valley?
Yeah.
So that's where we're going, right? So we're going over that valley. So we're just going to walk this bit, right? Ah. So it's just so overgrown we can't get to it. Is that what it is? It's right there, right? Well, the trees all fell down over the path up there. There was a lot of trees down there though, Gordon.
Yeah, it went up that way.
Yeah, I'm not feeling bad about that. I don't think we could have. So we lost it, we're back on it again. That was good, I'm glad about that. That was getting a bit difficult there. So we weren't on a path in the slightest. And that's part of running, isn't it? Oh, right.
Look at the legs.
Yes, your legs. Oh, look at that. Am I the same? Oh, tell you what.
Not really.
There's my hand. No, my legs aren't as... You've got thinner skin than me. I am tougher than you. By comparison, my knees are much, much better nick than your knees.
That's the heather.
That's the heather and those trees. I'm tougher than you. I'm a child of Glasgow in the 60s. Nae tora bo. Or nae working funnies as they say. Or used to. I don't know if we're allowed to say that anymore. Good, glad to be back on grass again. Even if it is a rough path, that's much better than what we had. Nae tora bo. Nae tora bo, not... Right, how do you say Glasgow if you come from Glasgow, Gordon?
Glasgow?
No. Not Glasgow. 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 It's like I can't say the name of the loch, but you can't say Glasgow. You can now. Well, because I told you. Like I was talking to somebody a couple of days ago, and she was saying, what's it like in Kirkcaldy? Oh no, sorry, I think it was Kirkcaldy. That's what it was, Kirkcaldy. But you don't know, do you? You don't know the pronunciation if you're not from those parts. How could you? Oh. Well, it might be a rough track we're on, but it's so much better than no track. Sound of the river. Never so often we just veer off track and then back onto it again. Stepping stones. Oh. This is boggy. Okay, this is like a river. Oh. There we go. Okay, back cast. I'll catch up with Gordon again. Up the hill. Coming up to another viewpoint. Here, little crickets clicking about in the background. So we find out it was actually snakes. Yeah, that's a proper path. Wet path, but it's proper. A great view. Shiskine Island now in front of us. We've swung round. And Kintyre. What, can you hear bagpipes? Oh, stop it. Kintyre. That would have been surprising if there was a piper out here. That definitely would have surprised me. There was a bagpiper out here, you know, piping us as we ran past in the middle of the Bogfest wilderness. Right, we're coming out to, we're on a made up path now, rough one, but a good one. And we're coming to a gate. It's a bit windy, which is good because the flies have got blown away. And the view is stunning. I mean, absolutely stunning. I think I'll just zoom in a little bit.
Grand and Sound, Kintyre, there's Blackwaterfoot, Shiskine Valley.
Yeah, so that's not Kilpatrick. What's the name of that little village that's just up from Blackwaterfoot? Is it No, just attached to it. Is it not Kilpatrick? No, that's the other side.
Yeah, Kilpatrick. Yeah, Kilpatrick. It's south.
Ah.
It's south of it.
And so that's Blackwaterfoot in the centre.
Yeah.
And what's the bit slightly to the right?
Oh,
Where the greening is?
That's up, yeah.
Torbeg.
Yeah,
That's it,
Torbeg.
Torbeg. That's the nearest thing. That's it. And there's the Kintyre sweeping round there. And then right round there to the road that sweeps round the south end. And if I just zoom back out, there's Gordon Thre Gopher.
There is an old fort up there. See this path you go up.
I'm not got up there. Incredible panoramic view. And there's that path to the fort, which would be 100% 360 degrees, wouldn't it? I'll do one more thing before we stop. I'll try and zoom in Spoon Island. I know nothing about Spoon Island, but it always kind of interests me. It's got another name apart from Spoon. Sanda, that's right. Hopefully I'm catching it here.
And you've got, well, you can't see it off Campbelltown, you've got
Devar, that's right. Yeah, I've been there before.
just see it.
Just poking round.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
you
that's
see
right.
it,
It's there. Yep. It's there
Probably not
in front of Campbelltown.
spottable on.
Maybe not, and it's a tidal island because the tide comes in and cuts you off. You've got to watch out because it comes in fast. Yeah, but not as fast as a galloping horse, I think. And this one, it's like as fast as a galloping pony or maybe a galloping mule, but not a galloping horse. In Lindisfarne, or some place where they do the welkin, it's faster than the galloping horse. If you're out there, you're just daft. Because it goes over a sandbank and then it just flies in over a few miles of sand. Like it breaches it and then it suddenly just flies in once it gets over that. So, anyway, there we go. Right, this is where we're running now. My goodness. Gosh, the views are incredible. Absolutely amazing. All the way around from Sanda around Kintyre, Blackwaterfoot, Torbeg, right round the whole of the Shiskine Valley. All the way up it, running on grassland, sheep grazed grassland, and in front of us, right up Macri towards Permill.
That's a nice view out.
Oh, it's just stunning, absolutely stunning, incredible. And on the right, the mountains on the north of the island. Absolutely amazing. Let's go watch this thing. Oh, there's the church down there.
Yeah, well, we're kind of heading for, well, there, that track.
Yeah,
See that track you see going where those houses are?
yeah, the houses, yeah.
We're kind of heading, we're trying to head if we get it right.
Right. Amazing. Old ruined bothy there. Now we're coming into sheep country. Beautiful. Gordon's got away there. I stopped to film it and catch up with them. There, there's the view. That is just amazing. The whole of this run, the views have been spectacular. We've not always known where we're going, but sometimes that's the price for going somewhere different. Lovely, and the sun's out as well. Very lucky. We've come from the top of that hill, and now we're back at the road. That would be difficult because we've enjoyed, even though it's trail's difficult, road's always much harder when you've been in trail, isn't it? I mean, I can feel even on this track it feels harder than what we've been on. Right, we're back on the road. There we go. And just to show you where we are, there's the church that we saw from up above. And ironically, a sign saying uneven surface on the only even surface that we've been running on. That's funny. It is. Love the old building. And Gordon and I are both struggling a little bit on the road. Sounds like it should be easy, but it isn't, because we've been running for a while, so we're a bit tired. But mostly it's because the tarmac's hard, and you realise how hard the tarmac is when you've not been running on the tarmac. So even though it was difficult terrain, and that's accurate, that we're running on, it was still better than this on old joints.
Yeah, it's just over an hour and a half we've been running.
An hour and a half. Because the bones are a bit more achy and the tarmac doesn't really suit well. Plus we both got trail shoes on, and trail shoes aren't as cushioned, they're harder. So we're glad to get back on the trail again, and then that takes us back up to the car. There's Shiskine Primary School, closed of course for the holidays. The English schools will just be closing now. Scottish school's been closed for a couple of weeks. Oh. Coming down to the bridge with the one-way traffic and into Shiskine. There we have it. Not pretty. On the road to Shiskine.